Hello guys, welcome to the second session of electrochemistry. In this session, we will be talking more about electrodes. We will be talking about galvanic cell. We will also be looking into electrode potential. We will talk about standard electrode potential, and we will see the electrochemical series. Okay, so let's start here. So first of all, we saw in the previous session Daniell cell. Okay, so if you remember what was Daniell cell, it was this reaction simply. Okay, that is zinc plus copper aqueous gives you zinc 2 plus aqueous and copper. Okay, so what it was doing, it was actually converting chemical energy of a spontaneous redox reaction into electrical energy. Okay, so that is Daniell cell is such an example, and all these cells are known as galvanic cells. Okay, now here it is mentioned it's a redox reaction. Redox reaction simply means that there is simultaneous oxidation and simultaneously there is reduction. So basically it's a combination of two half cell reaction. One of the half cell reaction is Cu2 plus 2 electrons gives you copper solid. Here you can see that copper is gaining 2 electrons, so hence it's a reduction half reaction. Whereas loss of electron by zinc is the oxidation half reaction. Okay, so these reactions occur in two different portions of the Daniell cell. If you remember, one was having copper electrode, the other was having zinc electrode. So the reduction half reaction occurs on the copper electrode while the oxidation half reaction occurs at the zinc electrode. And these two portions of the cell are known as half cells or redox couple. Okay, redox couples. The copper electrode may be called as the reduction half cell and the zinc electrode may be called as the oxidation half cell. Okay, and sometimes both the electrodes are dipped in the same electrolyte solution. So basically there is no requirement of salt bridge in such case. Okay, in the previous case when they are dipped in different solution, then you require a salt bridge. If they are in the same electrolyte solution, then there is no requirement of salt bridge. Now at equilibrium, what is happening at equilibrium? We know that equilibrium is the case when there is no net reaction taking place. Okay, so at equilibrium there is a separation of charges, and depending on the tendencies of the two opposing reactions, that is the electrode may be positively or negatively charged with respect to the solution, a potential difference develops. So there is always a development of a potential difference between the electrode and electrolyte. Okay, that is between the solid rod of the metal and the solution. Okay, so that is the electrolyte, which is called as electrode potential. Okay, then the concentration of all the species involved in the half cell reaction is unity, that is when the concentration is 1. Okay, then the electrode potential is known as standard electrode potential, and standard reduction potential are also known as, or are now known as, standard electrode potential. So basically this is the concentration. Basically electrode potential is standard electrode potential when the concentration is 1 of all the species according to IUPAC. Okay, that is a convention here, that is standard reduction potential are now called as standard electrode potential. So in a galvanic cell, what is happening? The half cell in which oxidation takes place is called as anode, and it is negative potential with respect to solution. Please note down, negative potential with respect to solution. Here we are not defining the absolute value of potential, we are defining negative with respect to solution. And if we talk about the other half cell, that is reduction takes place, is known as cathode, is positive potential with respect to solution. Okay, so please note down here, anode is negative and cathode is positive with respect to solution. Now let's talk about cell potential. Cell potential, so this is actually measured in volts. So this is the difference between the electrode potential, okay, that is reduction potentials of the cathode and anode. Okay, so this is the cell potential. Instead of measuring the potential difference between the electrode and electrolyte, that is the metal and the solution, you can measure the potential difference between cathode and anode. If you measure that, that is your cell potential. And this cell potential is called as cell electromotive force or EMF of the cell, when there is no current drawn from the cell, or when there is no current drawn through the cell. Okay. Now, on convention or by convention, anode is kept on the left and cathode is kept on the right while representing a galvanic cell. This is for drawing and for writing the cell. It is exactly the same. So you can remember A, B, C. Okay, anode, bridge, cathode. Okay, anode, salt bridge, cathode. So anode is on the left and cathode is on the right hand side. Now, a galvanic cell is generally represented by putting a vertical line between the metal and electrolyte solution. So there is one vertical line. I will show you the representation in the next slide. So there is one vertical line between the metal and the electrolyte solution, and putting a double vertical line between two electrolytes, okay, that is connected by a salt bridge. Okay, just to show you the example, you can see this here is the example. So copper solid and its electrolyte is Cu2 plus aqueous, double vertical line, that is your salt bridge. Ag plus aqueous, again single vertical line, Ag solid. So this is the solution, this is the electrode. Okay. Now, so under this, the EMF of the cell is positive. Okay, if it is this is the scenario, the EMF of the cell is positive and is given by the potential of the half cell on the right hand side minus the potential on the half cell of the left hand side. So simply E of cell is equals to E right minus E left, that is electrode potential on the right hand side minus electrode potential on the left hand side. So this is your E cell potential. E cell is equals to E right minus E left. Very important. Please note it down. Now, let's consider some examples. Here is an example of copper, okay, reacting with Ag, or like the other half is Ag, and this is actually the final reaction, which is giving Cu2 plus aqueous plus 2Ag. So if we have to see what is happening, copper is losing 2 electrons, right? So oxidation is happening at anode, copper losing 2 electrons, and Ag is gaining 2 electron and getting converted into Ag solid. Now, how to represent this cell? Very simple. First of all, you have to remember ABC. So anode should be on the left hand side. You can see anode is on the left hand side. So copper solid is getting converted into Cu2 plus. So copper solid is getting converted into Cu2 plus. Now, then there is the salt bridge. Ag plus is getting converted into Ag solid. So Ag plus aqueous is getting converted into Ag. Okay. Now, for this cell, if you want to calculate your cell potential, simply write E cell is equals to E right minus E left. Okay. So this here is on the right hand side. So it becomes E of Ag plus Ag, Ag plus Ag minus E on the left hand side is Cu2 plus from Cu. Okay, this is how you calculate your cell potential. Please make a note of this. Very important. Okay. Now, how to measure the electrode potential? Okay, so potential of individual half cell cannot be measured. You cannot measure the potential of individual half cell. Okay, only the difference between the two half cell potential is the value that you can be measured. Okay, so you need a reference point. For us, or by convention, we have convention of standard hydrogen electrode, also known as SHE. Okay, so standard hydrogen electrode is the one which is used as a reference cell. Okay, so half cell called as standard hydrogen electrode, represented by T solid, H2 gas, H plus aqueous, is assigned a zero potential. Assigned, it is assumed that it has zero potential. Okay, at all the temperatures corresponding to the reaction. This is the reaction which is taking place. So standard hydrogen electrode consists of platinum electrode. So you can see this is here finely divided. Platinum is there, okay, on platinum foil, coated with platinum black, and the electrode is dipped in acidic solution and pure hydrogen gas is bubbled through it. Okay, so H2 gas at 1 bar pressure is actually bubbled through it. Okay, and you can also note down that the concentration is 1 molar concentration of H plus is used. Now, when we do this, okay, we keep our standard hydrogen electrode always on the left hand side, and the second half cell is kept on the right hand side. Okay, so pressure is 1 bar, everything, all the concentration are at 1 molar concentration. So what we are measuring here, we are measuring the standard electrode potential. So if we do E naught, okay, E cell is any electrode potential. When we say standard, we put a naught on the top. So E naught is equals to E naught right minus E naught left. Okay, so E naught right is the second half cell. So E naught right minus E naught left. E naught left is standard hydrogen electrode. So standard hydrogen electrode's potential was assumed to be 0. Hence you put the value 0, and what you get, like if you measure the potential difference, you get E naught R value. Okay, so this is how you get the standard electrode potential with reference to your standard hydrogen electrode. Okay, so E naught right, this is how you get it. So this is the cell representation. PTS H2 gas 1 bar pressure, H plus aqueous state 1 molar concentration. Note down that we have to write in this, if you want to write the full notation or full representation, you can see the inert electrode is there, gaseous state, and then pressure, aqueous state, then the amount, that is the concentration, and then again salt bridge, copper 2 plus, aqueous state, and concentration, copper solid, you have to put copper bracket solids. So this one is giving you 0.34 volts of potential difference, okay, in this scenario. The half reaction, you can see Cu2 plus 2 electrons getting converted into Cu solid. Okay, same way, if you want to measure for that of zinc, okay, you can see PT, again the same standard hydrogen electrode is there, and then zinc is on the right hand side. So for this cell you get the potential of minus 0.76 volts, which is corresponding to this reaction. Okay, now the positive value of the standard electrode potential, the first case, indicates that Cu2 plus, okay, copper 2 plus ion gets reduced more easily than H plus ions. Okay, and the reverse cannot occur, that is, hydrogen ions cannot oxidize copper under standard conditions described above. Standard conditions means 1 bar of pressure and 1 molar concentration. Okay, now if you want to have a reaction, that is, let's say zinc with the copper, or you want to have zinc and copper as two parts of your electrode, you can simply find the EMF of the cell, that is represented by E naught of cell, E right minus E left. Put the values, okay, what is on the right hand side, okay, put the values of copper minus put the values of zinc, you get the cell potential or EMF of the cell. Okay, now one more thing I would like to highlight here, that we use platinum for the case of standard hydrogen electrode. Okay, so platinum or gold, these are known as inert electrode. What they do, they do not participate in reaction at all, but they provide their surface for oxidation and reduction and for conduction of electrons. So they are kind of helping to carry out the reaction, but they do not participate in the reaction. They have no role to play inside the reaction. So this is how you can build any cell with a given or desired EMF that is required by you. A very interesting fact here, this is actually a measurement of all the electrode potential. So you can see that standard hydrogen electrode or hydrogen, you can see it is having zero potential. So anything which is above hydrogen or any positive value of EMF is basically high strength of oxidizing agent. So all these on the top are actually your oxidizing agents. You can see fluorine being the strongest oxidizing agent, whereas the bottom of the series tells you reducing agents. So here you can see lithium is the having negative least value of E naught values. So this is basically very strong reducing agent. So this is the overall result of our electrode potential measurements. And that's it, guys. See you all in the next session. Bye bye.